Ladies and gentlemen, we are back once again live on the Willie Does Wrestling YouTube channel. I am your boy, Willie Does Wrestling. That is Dylan of the Last Week in Wrestling podcast, the new co CEOs of Pro Wrestle News. Of course, the bet Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens retained the undisputed tag team championships with insane, interference. However, we'll get to that later. And of course, joining us is the ever so passionate number one Julia Hart lover, Will Ferris, as always, the three pillars. But first, I want to get Dylan's thoughts on this whole CEO business.
Oh, Willie, I thought you'd never ask. I dreamt about this day for 14 days.
14
14
days.
days, 14 nights. I dreamt. I felt like Moses or Noah and his ark, honestly.
Oh my God.
Getting the cattle in to the big boat of fun and set sailing to an absolute wonderful land of content. And I tell you now, we are on top of the world. I'm so happy to be CEO of the Pro Wrestling News team. I do want to say, though, as much as we like to joke about it and make fun and having Ryan keep my seat warm, I do have to say publicly, like I said to him on the DM, thank you for everything you have done. For me, at least, I will speak for myself and I'll say I appreciate everything you've done for me, letting me meet great people like Willie, like Wolf, being able to have the chance to help out people like James from Dataway Show, meeting John, having Jared, and everybody else in between, letting us do these watch-alongs, letting us do this content for the wrestling community and bringing more and more people like-minded together. As crazy of a community we have in that comment section, and I know Willie and Wolf can definitely vouch for that. They are some wild, wild people in the comments, I tell you. But
Facts.
nonetheless, thank you, Ryan, for all you have done. And I can only say that we're going to keep this ship rocking and we're going to make bigger and better content so that way we one day can be on top of the community and on top of the content creation mountain of Hall of Fame.
Yeah, no, definitely. We'll announce sort of what content myself and Dylan respectively will do or come up with for the Pro Wrestling News channel, in the coming days. But this live stream, of course, is Night of Champions, which was earlier today, a number of hours ago. And, we sort of called this the day of disappointment. That was the big running joke heading into the show. And they subverted at least my expectations.
Great word. Great word.
Almost every match was a banger, even matches that I thought were going to be absolute stinkers like Trish and Becky and Asuka and Bianca. Definitely, like, that was a
Yeah.
fucking banger match.
There was one match that stunk, but we all knew she was gonna retain.
Yeah,
Rhea and Natalia.
It ain't a
Honestly,
stinker if Mommy and her big, beautiful arms and Dom Dom, of course, by her side is there in that
I'll
match.
be
It ain't no
honest.
stinker with Mommy. It ain't no
I'll
stinker with Mommy.
I'll be honest. I kind of don't like that Rhea and Natty was a squash match. Um, and like we didn't get like Beth coming out. Like that, I don't know even like.
that was what I
I
was waiting for.
I'm worried that they might run back Natalia and Rhea, and
Yeah,
then like SummerSlam we get Beth and Rhea.
we got to get Beth versus Rhea sometime. I really don't care when. Sean asked, "Did you watch the pay-per-view, Dylan?"
Okay, so unfortunately, I did not was able to not fully watch the pay-per-view. I do have Peacock through Sam, and Peacock was not allowing me to watch it until, of course, now, while we do this review, they now allow me to rewatch the pay per view. I did, though, catch a bunch of great clips throughout the night between Bianca and Asuka. I watched, of course, as we all know, the last match with the boys before. I did watch some of the brutal beatdown Brock did to Cody's arm. I
Yeah,
did get to see the double pedigree by Seth and AJ with their amazing starting off their match. Yes, I did watch a little bit of Rhea and Natalia's quick match, as we're calling it, I guess, for the evening.
squash.
And honestly, I have to eat my words on this, and I think Willie kind of said it too. One match that I was very shocked about was the Trish and Becky Lynch, and I know Sean
Mhm.
said it a few times in the chat while we badmouthed it. At least I did. And having Zoe Stark, I think, was a great addition to that match.
Definitely.
And I definitely, Trish, she's older and whatnot. And, I'll just say this quick. She, of course, everyone knows she looks great, but at the same time, we'd rather
But
have had someone put on a very good match for where she's at in life against Becky Lynch, an absolute queen in her own right. So I do have to say, in my opinion, I think even with the Zoe Starks moment, I'd have to give that match a 3 out of 5.
Definitely.
I
Definitely.
don't think it's higher than that. I do not think it's lower than that. I was gonna give it a 1 out of respect, but I have to say that though from the clips that I've seen, of course, the Zoe Stark moment, definitely a 3 out of 5.
All right. But of course, the clip of Jimmy Uso eventually betraying the bloodline, which we'll get to later. Fucking crazy. I'm still not getting over that. That's out on the channel.
I'd also like to share Friday is the 1000-day celebration. It is also 9 years after the breakup of the Shield.
Fuck, I am old. Oh
Yeah,
my
Jimmy, you better be
god.
scared.
Yeah,
uh,
Jimmy's gonna piss his pants. Rest in peace, Jimmy Uso. But Wolf, just real quick, what were your thoughts on the show?
I'll be honest. Once again, Saudi show has um, uplifted my expectations. I went in expecting like kind of meh, like kind of not exactly the worst, but since there were some matches I actually liked, but I wasn't expecting much. Um, Turned out to be great. Even like the lower end matches.
Yeah.
Uh, WWE is slated to make the return to Saudi Arabia in November. Crown Jewel. All right.
Yeah, that's got to be Crown Jewel. So maybe like early November and then like late
Or
November.
maybe they can change it to
Working.
King and Queen of the Ring since,
Hopefully. I mean,
yeah.
yeah, I think they need to do that. But
Yeah.
obviously, this is the review for Night of Champions 2023 that was earlier on today. I want to thank each and every single person who was on the chat and everything. Uh, Neil says it was a good show. We fans were wrong. It was a great show, definitely. We're going to get right into it right about now. Of course, we started off with the first ever, apparently, not new, the first ever World Heavyweight Championship match.
I'm still confused on that. Like,
It's
huh?
not continuing the lineage.
That's so weird. I don't
Uh,
know if that's just they didn't update the what's it called,
the website.
Yeah, that
the
is
lineages.
strange because I thought they were going to continue the lineage
Yeah,
of the world heavyweight reign from
Yeah,
13.
2013 to now.
Yeah, wow.
Because I thought they were gonna do that because I seen like a shit ton of reports being like,
Right.
"Hey, guess what?" But no. So Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles obviously started off the pay per view with a banger, I should say. Uh, Great moves throughout. These guys are two of the greatest wrestlers in our generation. I couldn't think of a better match to sort of crown this new world heavyweight champion. Well, I kind of can. I mean, pissed we didn't get Rollins and Balor at Night of Champions, but
I
anyway.
mean, I'm personally not too happy we didn't get Rollins and Edge.
Oh yeah, yeah, but
I'm truly a Hart stan. You can't be an Edge stan at the same time.
well,
All
you
right,
can.
you gotta pick one.
I was an Edge stan before Julia Hart stan. I think
It
I
makes
can.
sense. Makes
I'm an Edge
sense.
head today.
I'm an Edge head.
Of course, these guys have amazing chemistry. Around the late stages of the match, Rollins was selling this like knee injury, but Rollins was still able to recover in the end and win the World Heavyweight Championship. Honestly, this was a predictable finish, but I still think these guys went a good half hour, 40 minutes.
Yeah, this was a long one.
This was very good. I didn't care who won. I'm just glad that they put a good match. Yeah, no, and that it's like, oh my god, but AJ's from SmackDown and Seth's from Raw. Honestly, as long as the right man won, I
Right.
didn't give a fuck. You know, have put AJ in there. Could have put Edge in there. Could put AJ in there. Doesn't fucking matter. As long as this belt is treated well, Rollins is done all like as long as Rollins finishes his fucking Captain America shit, comes back, delivers some banger matches, doesn't matter for me. So this was a banger.
That and another thing, the producer of that match is Abyss.
Damn.
Abyss made that match. Also, yeah, that's basically it.
So, Wolf, what was your thoughts on Rollins winning the world title?
Felt so good to see. Seth needed this. I think this man is just so good as a world champion. And being the face of Monday Night Raw now, it makes sense. I think Rollins absolutely deserves it.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. Dylan.
I pretty much agree with Wolf. I definitely think both men deserve the title win, no matter who it was. If it was AJ, great. If it was Seth, great. Clearly I think with this they wanted it to be Seth more because he's on Raw. It was announced on Raw. They wanted a Raw champion of some sort since Roman was on SmackDown. And of course, the biggest thing about this belt is what Triple H said. It's now a champion that's going to be defending his belt a lot more frequently
Good.
than Roman Reigns. And I think that is what Raw especially needs. Because with Roman being a high-end celebrity now out of the rest of the WWE superstars, and having now a 1,000-day reign, he's not around. He kind of can pick and choose. He can do whatever he damn well pleases. And with that comes, it's a cool thing. But at the same time, we as fans want to see, excuse me, more title matches. We want to see more title defenses. So that way that we can see more champions, new champions even, champions that we didn't even expect to be champions, have great reigns or runs and have a new outlook to the actual men's division on Raw. So definitely a great decision. I'm very happy that Seth won. In my fantasy league, I had him winning, so I got some points on the board. Always great to start off the weekend with points on the board. But, I was rooting for Seth. I really was throughout the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
AJ's been an icon, a legend. His history speaks for itself. Definitely can do a lot more great things, I feel, on SmackDown, especially with the OC, United States champion. He can also go for the tag team belts, technically, since they're on both shows, with the OC, be their manager of some sense. So he has plenty to do and still plenty to achieve. And, both men were great options, but Yeah, the better man did win, and that was Seth freaking Rollins. And the outfit. Let's just talk about the outfit real quick. That cheetah print crop top thing that he had cooking was something out of the Pretty Deadly outfit wardrobe. I shit you not. Like,
Yeah.
that outfit right there was creme de la creme fucking fancy, man. I was laughing my ass off because someone had a clip of it, of him walking out with the cheetah print thing on, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And I couldn't stop looking at it. It was so funny.
Yeah, no, and Rollins always has a great fashion sense. So of course, after that, what was supposed to be the stinker of the night, Trish Stratus
Trish versus Becky.
Becky Lynch.
This is the match that I got wrong. What's it called? I said Becky was gonna win. Trish won. She did have help, so technically not a clean win. So, I did not see Zoe coming at all.
Yeah.
Like, and honestly, that's great. I think I heard that like that Zoe like idolized like also like, but like she was like was someone who like very much idolized Trish. So I think like Trish like getting help from her. I like that actually. I actually like Zoe being with Trish. I could very well see Becky and Lita versus Trish and Zoe. But it's clear that Zoe's gonna get a proper like push on Raw.
Yeah.
She's not gonna like get called up and then like she's kind of like mid card at best. Like no. She's going to be like potentially main event talent.
Yeah.
Which I think is really deserved. I mean, what better than to have a women's legend pushing her? Because it's like, I mean, I don't want to compare this because I know it's not really the same thing. Evolution, Ric Flair with Randy Orton and Batista and Triple H, all that stuff. Trish Stratus can be Zoe Stark's Ric Flair.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to touch
Sorry, but Zoe being with Trish and getting this big program because we know that this Becky thing technically isn't over. Becky's
It's
gonna go on
definitely
Raw,
not.
and then it's gonna be like, "Well, damn! I mean, I didn't get the proper win," and this is gonna still happen. Zoe versus Becky could very well happen at Money in the Bank, or
That's him.
just women's tag team match, playa Lita and Becky versus Zoe and Trish. But Zoe will still get that big push where eventually, when a feud with Zoe and Trish happens, Zoe can get put over, and she could be that women's title contender. I could
Right.
see her and Asuka having an absolute banger of a match. So I hope this is the start of a very big push for one Zoe Stark.
I do too, and I just want to top what you said about Evolution and her being Trish being like the Ric Flair of the Evolution thing, and in a way, I think that's a really good point you made, Willie, because for these legends, like in my eyes, listen, I know I like to bash the legends and say how dare they come back for the big paycheck, take away from the up and coming superstars and the superstars that we got now. And to a point, it is true. But at the same point, if this is what Trish is going to be doing, then okay, cool. Because now there's kind of a purpose for her being here. If she sees in Zoe Stark what many who are new to Zoe Stark haven't seen yet, because they haven't seen her from NXT, that stardom in her, then I think this was a perfect way to showcase that. I also think that having that mentor of Trish Stratus or of Alita, a China if she was still around, or something of that nature of the great women that we've had in the time, be a mentor towards a lot of these up and coming women superstars. I think that's a really great idea. And being able to kind of push them forward, push them to where they know they can be, and then let them kind of take the baton and run off with it. And I definitely see Zoe Stark being that superstar in the Raw Women's division. I do. I can't wait to see what is going to come of her. But I definitely see Trish now that she's kind of around. You know, she has been technically traded to Raw in the draft, which was very interesting. But if this is what it was all for, then okay, great, because now we have something that can be very exciting later on. You know, I would love to see Zoe and Trish take on Becky and Lita, maybe at Money in the Bank or, you know, a SummerSlam type of showcase in some aspect. You know, even Zoe Stark have her own pay-per-view moment on the WWE roster in a Money in the Bank and have her maybe in a women's Money in the Bank like opportunity now come down the road. So I definitely think that this was a smart play from Trish to allow Zoe Stark to now have that momentum you know, right behind her to push her forward. But I also am quite excited to see what Zoe Stark's going to do because, you know, I'm
Yeah.
not a big NXT person, but I have kind of touched upon Zoe Stark's history in NXT with certain matches and stuff, and she is a superstar. I mean, why did we pick her? It's not because she's just cool. It's because she is a superstar. Shawn Michaels knew it. Triple H knows it, and they haven't really missed with picking great superstars from NXT. Look at what we've gotten. We've gotten Solo. We've gotten Gunther. We've gotten Becky. We've gotten Bianca, Bayley. I mean, the list goes on. So I think now with Trish behind, you know, in that driver's seat, I think that this is just the perfect momentum for Zoe Starks to soon grab the wheel and just take off. And I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, I really hope that, you know, Zoe gets the proper push she deserves and maybe
I'm
the
also gonna
run.
grab Sam real quick. So I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna be right back. So I'm gonna call you guys right back.
All good, all
Alrighty.
good, all good.
Alrighty. I'll
Well,
see you guys in a little bit.
yeah, I'm just gonna talk about Zoe Stark. So by the time you guys come back, we'll probably be ready for the next match.
Perfect. Perfect.
But Wolf, what are your thoughts about this little alliance of sorts?
This is really good. Basically agree with what Dylan said. Sean and Hunter, they both know, like, it's clear, like, the talent that Zoe Stark had. It's obvious, like, ever since, like, they put her in the Royal Rumble, they called her up from NXT. She was a main event talent, NXT Women's Title contender on NXT, and they've, like,
Former women's tag champion over there too.
exactly, former women's tag champ. They put a lot, and for a while, like, we've seen, like, even though it kind of died out in the end, before she got called up, uh, people saw that Zoe Stark, oh yeah, she should be on the main roster. And this is why. This is, like, it's very clear. I think working with Trish will help her career so much. Um, and I think absolutely she's going to be a dominant force in the women's division. Uh, I I like the fact that she's involved in this feud though. Means she might miss out on Money in the Bank ladder match. So, but I think that's fine. It's not like she won't ever get the chance to be in that ladder match, but, like, being able to work with some of the best women in WWE history, Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch, uh, and potentially, if she does come back, maybe Lita. That is incredible. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Um, like, you couldn't ask for, like, anything better, really.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, I mean, I definitely agree with you. I knew because me, you, and James, shout out to Dataway Show, we were like complaining. It was like, why the fuck is this match taking so long? You know, like it went a good 15, 20 minutes. And
Yeah.
it was like, oh, this match feels like it's decades. And then Zoe comes out and it's like, oh, okay, well, then that's a good explanation as to why. Yeah,
Yeah.
no. So hopefully they are creating a star in the making. And, you know, in other news, though, while we wait for Sam, Wolf, I just sent you like a kind of a gameplay teaser for AEW Fight Forever that AEW just dropped on Twitter, where they
Oh,
show a little bit of gameplay of the four pillars in the AEW Fight Forever in the Fatal Four Way match.
ain't no way.
I sent it to the group chat. Obviously,
Wow. And it's at the oh my god,
and
crazy.
everyone else, you guys could go to the I think it's the AEW Games Twitter page. So they're really going to promote this game. I was expecting Zoe to be there though. I wasn't. I thought like Zoe was just going to be this mid Carter. You know, hey, I'm from NXT and now
Like
I have nowhere to go.
yeah, like
Yeah.
at best I thought of her as like potentially Money in the Bank kind of contender, and like,
I thought
oh,
she'd
she
be like a
gets,
throwaway Raw Women's Title contender loses.
yeah. I mean,
You
I
know,
wouldn't say throwaway. I just think it would take like a few years.
yeah, at least
Uh,
one or two.
yeah.
But
Oh my god, that's crazy.
yeah, apparently you could do power bombs on the steps and all that shit. I'm very excited for that.
That's good. Yeah.
Apparently, we also got a first look at Brody Lee in the game.
Yep.
Fucking, oh, I'm so excited for this game. Ladies and gentlemen, leave your thoughts in the chat. Um, sorry, I'm running on no sleep. Say in the chat whether or not you are going to get AEW Fight Forever. I definitely will. I content, but it's like, oh man, I can't wait. Hunter sees the vision. I want to say, or the version. Hunter sees the vision in Zoe. I'm going to say the vision.
Yeah. It's
Definitely, 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 definitely. Um. Well, all right. Well, let's just cut right to the chase instead of all this filler. Next match was Gunther defending the Intercontinental Championship against Mustafa Ali in a fun, predictable match. Good moments.
F's in the chat for Mustafa Ali.
Yeah, possibly
Um,
his last match in WWE. He was crying after he lost to Gunther. I don't know if you saw it. He was fucking
I
crying.
didn't see that. Yeah, no.
But
Unless he's working us, unless they're like, yeah, I got such a great response in Saudi, so I'm like, yeah, I forgot what I said.
I would
It
not be
was,
surprised. Yeah, you know, the Saudi Arabian crowd was able to fire me up to have such a great performance in Saudi Arabia. So I'm like, nah, I'm gonna stay. It was just a fun match for me. Yeah, no, I mean, Mustafa Ali had some very good moments, nice underdog performance, but I mean, if you were a betting man, how could you bet against Gunther? Um,
yeah,
Gunther, you know, showcased strong power throughout, chops looked devastating as always, and then a power bomb for the dub, and Gunther retains the Intercontinental Championship. And yeah, Mustafa Ali could be gone. We don't know.
yeah,
Gonna have to find out maybe in a couple of weeks when WWE makes their alleged budget cuts. If maybe Mustafa Ali finds himself on that list. But if this is really Mustafa's last go, I don't have a problem with it.
oh my god, Becky's like cut up. Holy shit.
Oh, is she? Yeah. Oh, that was another thing that we forgot to mention was
Yeah, I'm gonna,
Becky. Becky, after her match with Trish, got fucking cut to oblivion. I think it was after that "Feast Your Eyes" from Zoe.
yeah, maybe.
That "Feast Your Eyes" looked
I
like
put
it
in the group chat.
fucked her up. Holy shit! She's like cut on her forehead, scratches on her cheek,
Yeah.
on near her chin. What the?
I think it's probably more.
Probably more than the Feast Your Eyes.
Probably more than a few students.
What did Trish Judy bite ya? What the frick? God, I didn't even see that picture all day. Um, of course, what happened after that?
Uh,
Bianca and Oscar.
Bianca and Oscar. Yep.
Okay, this was another match that I thought, I don't care for it. WrestleMania rematch. Congrats. Bianca's reign of terror continues, but at 420 days as Raw Women's Champion, that reign has finally come to an end, courtesy of Mrs. Face Paint Blue Mist herself, Asuka. Something I didn't see coming. But I welcome it. I think Bianca has totally overstayed her welcome as Raw Women's Champion. I think it's just time for someone else. Of course, the finish was Asuka had like the blue mist, but instead of like spitting it at her, she like kind of spit it into her fingers, and then Bianca did the tried to do the KOD, thumb to the eyes, I think a kick, and then boom, she wins.
Yeah.
Very creative win, if I do say so myself. What are your thoughts?
Good. It was. It's not that I hated Bianca's reign. I actually am so impressed, Bianca. But like Bianca has now proven she's one of the most dominant female superstars in WWE like today. Like, wow, wow, this reign was incredible. For 20 days, hey, that's
Hey,
cool.
420, but
I don't do for I don't care for 420 that
me
much, but
neither. I
it's
just think that's funny as fuck.
that's funny as fuck. Yes.
Let's hope Jade is next, guys, says Brown Boss. Please, tomorrow, Taya, you know, don't know much about you. I know you're John Morrison's wife, but end that horrendous reign. Congrats, Oscar. Good match too. Definitely. Definitely, definitely, definitely. And can Sam and Dylan come back, please? Otherwise, we're gonna run through this whole card without them.
Yep.
And we
But
don't got too many
yeah,
good matches.
I'm happy Asuka finally has a world title again. It's about damn time.
Yes.
Uh, thank God. Plus, you were running out, like on how to do Bianca, like on what to do with Bianca. So I think like now she doesn't need the title anymore. She can fight
No.
Charlotte without the title.
Yeah, I mean, she
Uh,
could, and even then, you could pull have Asuka have like a 2-3 month reign with the belt, and then just give it back to Bianca. I definitely see that happening. However, I feel like it was right to put it on Asuka because otherwise it could have killed this new gimmick of Asuka.
yeah,
Oh, you're just wearing blue face paint now. It's like, come on, man. So I'm glad that Asuka is finally once again the Raw Women's Champion, and hopefully, I seen a post on Twitter during our watch long of, what if we get Asuka defending against Io Sky at SummerSlam?
that would be crazy.
I would pay to see that fucking match. I don't care what anybody says. That'd be a fucking banger.
Yep.
So, what's good? You had something to say?
I forgot. I
It's
think
all
it
good.
had to do with tomorrow,
Oh, tomorrow?
or not necessarily tomorrow, but AEW basically.
Makes
Uh,
sense.
I guess I'll say it now.
Just say it. Just say it while we wait for him.
On a Barstool Wrestling channel, I think it was like Barstool Sports, like an interview or something. Uh, Mr. Adam Cole is sharing Kyle O'Reilly's status. He's doing good. He's in good spirits. He's on the right track. There's nothing that Kyle wants to do more than come back to work, especially now that Roddy is here and things like that. He seriously is one of the toughest guys that I've ever met for sure. So everyone keep your fingers and toes crossed. Kyle is doing awesome. He's seen great progress and hopefully we'll see him again very soon. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, bring
I
that man back.
need him.
I will pop like a baby. Like undisputed era is like coming back, bro. I will be so happy. And I love how they threw the little, oh, it's because Roddy's here that Kyle's like, I want to get better. But
Yeah.
oh my god, yeah, that's cute though. That's fucking cute. Um, well, what's next? I mean, I don't think Dylan would really have much thought on this anyway. SmackDown Women's Championship. Rhea Ripley defends again, if you want to call it a defense, against Natalia.
The literal this is so weird. Like the replays was the entire match. That's how short it was. That was how
Yeah, on her birthday too. Happy
on
birthday,
her
Natalia.
birthday. Natalia, I'm sorry, Natalia deserved way more than that. Like, come on.
She's at that point now in her career where she's literally like the Dolph Ziggler of the women's division. So
So it's kind of stupid, but oh well.
but this was mainly like, oh my god, Rhea's so dominant. No. It was a 70-second match. Yeah, no, that was a fucking joke.
Yeah.
You flew these people all the way to Saudi Arabia, got their fancy no-tick gear on, go over to the ring. Rhea hits like a riptide, and she wins. I thought Beth was going to come out because
Yeah, me
the
too.
Divas of Doom, Natalia and
Yeah.
Beth got a little bit of history. We never
Yeah.
had a one-on-one match between Beth and Rhea before. We need it. But
Yeah, I
nope.
don't know.
Nope. But yeah, I know this is a squash, but then again, I didn't really expect this match to really last long anyways. So it really
Guess
is
it
what
don't matter.
it really doesn't matter. But yeah, Rhea Ripley defends, and who does she face now? Does she face not a lot of good people? Like, I can't even name any on the top of my head. Candice,
Candace.
Nikki, really? That's
I
it?
mean, the thing is, Candace and Nikki might face each other, so.
Yeah, makes sense.
Uh, oh, now he comes back. We went through
I
like
got her. Listen, I started listening to all you guys talk wild shit about Rhea Ripley. So I had to come back
we
and
went
defend
through
mine.
3 matches without you. People.
I'm sorry. Listen, Sam just came. I don't know what to fucking tell you. Listen, man, you know, this is what we're
All right.
doing.
Well,
So did we go
the
through
floor's
Bianca and
all
Asuka?
yours then.
All right, so we went through Bianca and Asuka.
We did.
Yeah,
So
all right. So for Bianca and Asuka, the clips that I saw
you
and
two
everything.
just go through Bianca and Asuka. Do it.
All right, so yeah, with Bianca and Asuka, I thought it was a really good match. I thought it was very clever of Asuka to put the spray on the fingers,
on her hand, and wipe it up her
and
face.
wipe it on Bianca's face. I thought that was very
Saw that.
clever of a method to blind Bianca Belair, the ex-Raw Women's Champion now, because it's now
Thank God.
Asuka's belt. Yes, the reign of staleness is over. But I do think that now we're going to start seeing a heel Bianca going forward. I think that there is a possibility that with the Street Profits and LA Knight kind of setting themselves up for next week on Friday Night SmackDown, and now Bianca and Asuka, there's that possibility of them kind of coinciding with one another and starting to really maybe make their own little mini faction in SmackDown that might collide with people of Hit Row, even maybe mess around with OC with MrWillym, which might even help out MrWillym's career a little bit now that since it's been kind of stale and dead.
Help
Maybe
Gallows and Anderson as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
as well. I think they're going to be great. There's a possibility that Sarah Logan comes back into action, and we get
Valhalla.
something with we get something with the Vikings. So I'm very excited to see the possibility of those things happening. If this does, if this is the start to that heel run of the Street Profits and of course Bianca Belair, since they're all together, and of course Bianca, we all know Montez are a couple and everything, so it kind of makes it a little bit bittersweet. And then I'm assuming the other match you guys talked about was Gunther and Ali.
Yes.
Okay, that match was good. I thought it was a lot better than what it was going to be. I figured it was going to be a quick heart replacement for Mustafa, getting a couple of chops to the chest, and then a cardiologist on standby with a brand new heart for him to get reconstructed in there. But honestly, Mustafa kind of held his own, kind of being the key word. Gunther is an animal, he's a beast of his own nature. So I definitely think that it was a good match. But I think the bigger question, I don't know if you guys have touched upon it, but we saw recently, or at least heard recently, that Mustafa's little IG video about him saying,
Yeah.
if I lose, then that means I'm out and I'm done. So if I don't win this championship, I might
He's
as well
no
call it quits.
He's done with WWE.
Yeah.
Ali hasn't been doing anything. He hasn't gotten any thing good. I could very well see him being one of the few people that have gotten cut.
I think so as well. I do.
F's in the chat for Mustafa Ali.
Yeah, I mean, again, though,
Mm.
this could be the turning point. Again, there might be that one
Could be a swerve,
last
could be a work.
shot for Mustafa Ali. Maybe now, instead of being Mr. Positivity, he's Mr. Negative, the Spider-Man villain, and really turns up the notch of heel and maybe has a decent run. Maybe. Again, word maybe being the key word. Potential being the key word. I don't think they kind of know what to really do with Mustafa in the WWE. Myself personally, I think they've kind of given him a couple of chances with other great matches. I think he's also had some decent ones with even Dolph Ziggler in the past, and those were good. But again, Dolph is somebody that can make almost anybody look good at this stage of the game. So that's kind of a backhanded compliment in a sense. But at the same time, I want the best for Ali. He is a good person. He's a good fighter in his own right. But maybe the WWE isn't for him. Maybe it is time to pack it up and take his talent elsewhere. I don't know if AEW would be the spot though either. And I don't.
No, they definitely wouldn't be able to.
And I don't know if TNA would be the spot. He might shine in New Japan.
Oh, hold up, Dylan. Paul Heyman tweeted an hour ago saying, "Your tribal chief, Solo, and I are jetting back home from Night of Champions. We will talk about this in detail Friday on SmackDown."
Oh, yeah. I could only
yeah.
imagine. But yeah, no, I mean, maybe Mustafa goes to New Japan. I know it's a left field type of idea, but there's that possibility if he is done. And then, of course, you guys are just talking about my
Rhea
queen,
Natalia, yeah.
Rhea goddamn Ripley.
1 minute and 9 seconds for Rhea versus Natalia.
69 seconds.
Yeah.
Love that.
We all kind of, when we were on my podcast on Thursday, we all kind of gave Natalia that benefit of the doubt of the possibility of her being the woman to pass the torch, the woman to maybe have a very good match with Rhea, put up a decent fight. I didn't know it lasted under 2 minutes, but that all of that now is out the window. That's just really bad. I think now Natalia needs to maybe think about fighting people like Piper Niven or maybe Nikki Cross or something. Maybe she can have some type of shining light at the end because that's really bad. A 70-second match is really fucking bad. It's kind of pathetic, especially with her having that heritage of the Hart Foundation behind her. I don't think Brett and I think Owen's probably rolling in his grave in that 70-second match right there a little bit. But, Mommy got the win. That's always good. Again, this was a speed bump for Mommy to, get to that top of the mountain where she definitely belongs. She is definitely a champion over in her own right, as well as I'm excited to see what and who really, like you guys were just saying, is going to be that next opponent. Of course, there's the toss up of a Becky Lynch down the road. There's the idea of, you want to have more throwaway matches. I don't even want to say that lightly, but Candice LeRae maybe could have an opportunity. Unfortunately, with Raw compared to SmackDown's roster, they don't have a lot of great women athletes like SmackDown has, which
Yeah.
kind of sucks for Rhea having now being the woman Grand Slam champion on a major platform and a major brand like Raw. So her not having the best pickings, the more of a slim picking of competition, it does suck and kind of hurts her reign a little bit, and in a sense tarnishes it because there's no real competition there except maybe Becky and maybe herself if she can clone herself at this stage. Like I don't really know who's out there that that Rhea could face with the potential of having a 3 out of 5 or even 4 out of 5 type of match going forward. I know we have Trish and Becky at the moment right now, and we see how that goes. But at the same time, what is really there for Rhea? What does come next for Rhea going forward? I am very curious.
I feel that. I feel that. So now we go on to the co-main event of the evening,
Oh
which will
boy.
be
Cody
regular match.
Rhodes,
Cody
and
Rhodes,
Brock Lesnar.
Cody Rhodes, and Brock Lesnar, aka the one-armed, uh, the three-legged horse versus the bull,
That's
and
a good analogy right there. That's a good
pretty
metaphor. I
much,
like that.
and the three-legged horse got put down. But I mean, in this match, I mean, it was mainly just
Okay.
it was all right. It was mainly just like Kimura lock and then crossroads, then attempting F5, another crossroads, another Kimura lock, and like
Done.
done. Cody passes out. There was literally a portion in the match where Cody was locked in the Kimura lock for 3
I'd
goddamn
say more
minutes.
than 3
It felt like
minutes. It
5. It
felt
could
like
have been 5.
5 at least.
I have 2 questions for you guys since you guys watched it and everything. Who had the best memes out of this match?
Brock.
And
Brock.
did Brock say one of the following that he's been giving us: to look at my face, or fight me, or get a life, kid? After he beat Cody Rhodes.
No,
This is
he
a shit
made
match.
funny he
Shit
made
match
funny
straight through.
hold on. He made funny faces and he was like, "Tap!
There it
Tap!"
is.
Yeah.
Not for nothing. Like I know Brock's at the end of his career, I feel, and I think I kind of could agree with that. But I think that Brock now is just living his best life with wrestling,
He's
and I
having so
think
much
his
fun.
his true passion now is giving us the memes, and Cody's right there with him. I mean, Wolf gave us one of the best ones Cody did from Backlash, which was the Squidward walkaway. I think is the highlight of Backlash memes right there, in my personal opinion. I think that's the greatest video I've ever seen in my life. And then, of course, what me and Willie and Wolf always see each and every Monday from Brock between look at my face and get a life kit and Mustafa Ali and fight me and everything. So, I think at this stage, Brock's here just for the memes, man. And if that's it, great, cool, excellent. I'm here for it. I need the content. We all need the content. We need those memes to make our days a lot better. And at the same time, it's just like, what's really left for Brock to do? What hasn't he done that he needs to do to prove something for us to be like he's a legend, he's an icon, he's this, he's that. It's like he's climbed the Everest mountain twice, and come back down and came back up again. So to me, it's kind of like yeah, I'm just here for the shenanigans of what Brock's going to do. But
Yeah,
there's and I'm gonna take this with a grain of salt because it is Freddie Prinze Jr. And I know a lot of outside of the WWE fans and stuff like that have some very wild, crazy predictions. But he was on a podcast recently, and I want to hear from you guys as well. That they're saying that what if Cody losing at WrestleMania 39 once wasn't Vince's idea? And it was Triple H's idea because they're rebuilding the Hard Times promo of Dusty Rhodes. And come WrestleMania 40, we get what we've all been waiting for, which is Cody finally reaching the mountaintop. Now, to me, I think that could work out to an extent. And if that's going to be the case, I don't know if Brock was the best choosing for something of that stature. I don't think Brock would have been that speed bump for Cody to recreate the legendary Hard Times promo from his father. If the promo that we're recreating is the Hard Times for Cody in this new era, then I would have picked maybe a different path for him going forward. But again, is it a promo we'd rather not see recreated? Because at the same time, I feel like Cody should have just won at WrestleMania 39 and maybe at that stage of the game had a harder time keeping the titles in bigger pay-per-views going forward with better defenses than having him lose at 39 in such a way that he did and now struggling day in and day out to have the bigger and better moments on semi-important pay-per-views. Like Backlash was great because of what Sam said prior that Cody won it in a technical aspect. He went in there, he knew his mission, he knew he had to get in and get out because Brock is that animal. He is that technical fighter, so he knew he had to get in and get out. But now that Brock kind of wounded the animal per se, going into Night of Champions, it made it very easy for Brock to take this win with stride. So there was no real competition. But now we get to Money in the Bank and of course SummerSlam and everything. And it's kind of like if Cody's in Money in the Bank, does Brock cost him that opportunity, which gives us the rematch for SummerSlam? Or are we getting another rematch come SummerSlam for these two guys? And if so, is that the final straw? Cody up 2-1 on Brock in the bigger pay-per-views, then what comes next, etc., etc. So I want to hear from y'all, and as well as in the chat, like, do you guys want to see something of that nature kind of recreated? Or do you think that Cody needs to just have his day and have a better path than what his father already laid out?
he should have just won at Mania.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have just won it.
He should have just won. He should have just won at Mania because it's like, so by that logic, okay, have the shitty ass feud with Brock, and then like what? He wins the Royal Rumble again, and he wins the titles at WrestleMania 40. Like, I don't understand. Like, this Hard Times makes better man and all that shit. It's like, I don't need it. I wanted the finishing the story.
Right.
WrestleMania was right there. It was written in the fucking stars. Cody Rhodes being the only Rhodes, or really the first Rhodes, to win a world title, have that be in the main event of WrestleMania, have that be in Hollywood. But really, now that Roman has surpassed 1,000 days, I'm thinking maybe if they're not continuing the Cody and Brock story, which it's very, very likely it's not over, have Cody win the Money in the Bank, cash in advance, have him challenge Roman at SummerSlam, have him cash in for the opportunity. And since the bloodline is seemingly over, have Cody win at SummerSlam
Yeah.
and have Cody face someone else at
Right.
WrestleMania 40.
What I can see happening potentially is that yes, Cody does win Money in the Bank. He does cash in advance and for SummerSlam, and then SummerSlam we got Roman and Cody. Uh, Roman doesn't have bloodline, so that means what's it called? Cody wins at SummerSlam, and then it's gonna be uh what like hold on August. Roughly 8 months. Uh, 8 months later, Mania happens. Um, and we can just have Cody versus Roman again, but this time Cody walks into Mania as champion.
And then I'd have Cody beat Roman again
Yeah,
and keep Roman as far away from the fucking belts as possible.
yeah.
But now that Roman is now surpassing the 1,000 days, now I can assume, and especially after tonight, Roman's days as champion are finally numbered. And I think that's the perfect
And
segue.
before starts misunderstanding and thinking that I suggest Roman wins Rumble. No, no,
No,
Roman does not need to win the Rumble.
someone wins Rumble and challenges
Challenges for.
Rollins or World
If
Champion.
anything, I would have probably Gunther. Gunther can win.
Gunther can win the Rumble and face either Cody or Seth or anybody. I don't care. I think Gunther's my pick for the 2024 Rumble.
Same.
But
Unless
like,
something else, like unless things change and
unless things change and they give it to fucking Theory or
or
fucking some
Braun.
Braun Breaker, yeah, if he
Yeah.
wins, if he gets called up.
Depends.
You got something to say to that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
of course I got
Roman's already been a Rumble winner. He
Of course
doesn't need to win Rumble ever again.
All right,
Uh,
Sam wants to reiterate,
Hold up.
wants to
Hold
say
up.
something real
Hold
quick.
up. First off, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sam. And I think Roman winning at WrestleMania was actually a really good idea. I'm very much happy with where Cody is.
Really?
No, but here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you this. What is a final boss? I'm assuming we've all played video games.
Not Roman.
I'm assuming we've all played
No,
video
I would say
Someone you
Roman's
have
a
a
fan.
chance at beating.
No, but here's the thing, though. But for the past 3 years, we have all called Roman Reigns the final boss. So if we gave the fans what they want at WrestleMania, what comes after you beat the final boss? Usually in a video game, nothing else. The credits roll, and we have to wait for a sequel. Let's be honest. Roman Reigns has beat almost everybody in this division. Everybody. If Cody won, whoever stepped out after him, after Roman, was not going to be as big of a marquee match as him versus Roman Reigns, because let's be honest, we have spent the past 3 years focused on solely Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, the head of the table. So if we let Cody just have it, who's next? We all say Montez Ford, but let's be honest, I've never seen him with the Singles Championship and immediately pushing him to the top. Let's be honest, we're building Gunther right now. He's not built. We are building Gunther. Let's remember, he had a huge reign as NXT UK champion. But let's be honest, most of that reign was spent sitting at home.
Yeah, because of the visa and pandemic.
Who else? You got LA Knight. We haven't really done a good job building him up.
Nope.
So we say, let's give it to Cody. What's next? who's next after Cody?
I
Sam
mean,
winning the Rumble, not Sam, I'm looking at chat, but Roman winning at Mania, perfect. Because now we're in Endgame. What happened in Infinity War? Thanos won. He
Yeah.
snapped the gauntlet and he erased half the universe. And we had to wait a year for Endgame. A year for Endgame. And if all of us,
Not all of us.
if all of us, to be honest, all of us right now can't just wait and see, and we're all, like, I'm willing to wait and see. I'm a superhero guy, so I waited and I waited and I waited for Endgame to come out to see the ending. And you know what? It was worth it. It was worth it. WWE is also all about their statistics. How many, all their big, they love shouting out statistics, their big thing. So let's be honest. As much as we wanted it, Roman was most likely always going to hit that 1,000-day mark. Because it is a statistic that WWE can now sell. He's the longest reigning modern champion of all in the current company history. Longest reigning modern champion. There's a list of 5 men, and guess what? Roman is now on that list of men who have held the title for more than 1,000 days. We all know the rest of the list? Because I do.
Bruno's twice.
Bruno, Pedro, Hogan,
Billy Graham,
and Roman. That is a handful of people.
I'm curious why they call it 5 if Bruno is on there twice.
Because he's only one person.
Yeah, but I mean, if you got 1,000, and then you got your championship again,
we're
and
talking
then you got 2,000.
But we're talking.
I would just keep your one.
We're talking about all the people who have held the championship more than 1,000 days, which is why he's only listed once. He's only one person. He might have 2,000+ day reigns, but he's held it. It was just him, though. It was just him.
Right.
So let's be honest here. Roman, the final boss, he loses. What next? Do we even want to pay for the DLC if it's someone like LA Knight? Yeah, we all say we want him to be champion. Or let's be honest, Montez Ford. We all say we want him to be champion too. But I'm not paying for the DLC. Not yet. They don't have me hooked just yet. Cody losing, and now everything, his whole reality is shattered.
Yeah, but we're not paying for the DLC.
No, but hear me out though.
So it's like, what's the point?
But here's the thing though. I'm thinking that, and I'm preparing it, and I'm thinking about it in a different way, which is how I always do wrestling sometimes. Because let's be honest, wrestling is a lot like comic books. These are stories built out for a long time before we get the end result. And sometimes it's a great run. It's an amazing run. And sometimes Zeb Wells Spider-Man, absolutely terrible. If people in the chat got that reference, I'm glad. But we're now able to have the time to finally start building these other stars up. It's going to make the Rumble a lot more compelling. I'm now looking at every pay-per-view after as a pay-per-view where Roman Reigns could potentially lose if the opponent is big enough. They now have the ball is in their court to now market every pay-per-view, if they do it correctly, as a pay-per-view where Roman could lose, especially SummerSlam. But
especially after tonight, there's a big chant.
Now more than ever, I'm gonna steal a line from Marvel. We are in the end game now. We can look a year, maybe a little bit more, of Roman Reigns, and then whoever wins, whoever beats on a historic reign.
Yeah, 100%.
That's gonna phenomenally do it. We're all thinking instant someone. We're all thinking about the moment. You got to also think about what comes after. Roman Reigns losing at WrestleMania 39 would have been a big moment. But who do we have after Roman? His fans would be upset. But who? If Cody won,
Gunther, LA
Knight.
You have competitors. You have AJ Styles. You have Edge.
AJ, Seth, Edge.
Seth.
Yeah, you have.
Seth,
Balor.
Seth
Balor.
is the only. Seth is the closest person.
Possibly
I would
Priest.
say. Seth is the closest person on this list. I would say is viable. Because Seth can bank himself. That
Drew when he comes back.
Drew is a wild card. And on top of that, he lost in front of a home field advantage. Drew
Well,
is
that's because they wanted the statistic.
Here's the thing. Drew also, he had the assist. He had the assist from Tyson Fury. So you can't say it wasn't.
Yeah, he also had the assist from Solo.
Yeah, right, exactly. The bloodline.
Solo did.
Right, no.
But Solo
you just made
came
a
out.
perfect point, though. Roman has only retained the title because of his family helping him retain the title. So if
this now goes back, no, but
if
hear me out.
Roman
Hear me out.
could beat
I'm not done.
by
But
himself
hear me out.
cleanly,
Hear me out.
then we have a conversation.
No, but hear me out though. Now, again, like I said before, they're all off the table for the most part. Solo still seems to be loyal.
Solo's really the only one at this
It
point.
went from a group of 3 enforcers and the wise man to just one enforcer, one wise man,
but
and
that's what Roman's doing.
a sea of hungry competitors.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
there's no competitors. So
If you build them up, there will be competitors.
but that's what's happening now.
Well,
And that's what's been happening.
But they
prior.
weren't doing that come WrestleMania. They weren't. The closest one was maybe Gunther. Honestly, the closest was Seth. He is and always will be a star, no matter where he goes and what he does. He's a star. He's a proven world champion.
Right, but also Roman's only kept
Drew lost embarrassed. He was embarrassed in class. But after that, they didn't need to show it. They showed the world. His stock kind of went down. On top of that, the rumors coming out of Drew's contract being up, this, that, and the third, it doesn't help his case.
Yeah, but Roman hasn't really won cleanly. Roman has had the help of his family.
But
But
now,
yet
but
he
hear
won't
me out.
help his family
Hear me
retain
out.
the belt.
Hear me out, though.
So,
this makes it. This now makes
But
it.
if you're making the Thanos comparison, Thanos didn't need anybody.
He did.
Thanos.
He had the Black Order with him. He had the Black Order, and eventually, remember
I didn't watch Avengers,
remember
so I
the
don't know.
first Avengers. Thanos sent Loki in the first Avengers, and then Age of Ultron ended with, I guess I got to do it myself. But even he didn't. He gave the hands to Hulk. He did, but at first he sent the Black Order in.
Right, but they failed. And then he went in and did it himself.
Actually, no. If you look at what the Black Order kind of held their own. They kidnapped Doctor Strange, they kidnapped Doctor Strange, and yeah, they did eventually fall.
Wait, but in the sense, forget Marvel for a second.
No, but this is the comparison I'm doing.
Hold on, forget Marvel for a second here.
Roman Reigns is
The fact of the matter, Roman Reigns hasn't had a clean defense title reign without his family. So if you're going to make Roman Reigns a 1,000-day champion, and throughout this time, his family have helped him get to that 1,000-day, then you take your family and you give them the middle finger for 3 years, and now the family wants to attack you, and you're going to sit there and be like, oh, fine, I'll get to do it myself.
It's also
It's like
you have to remember
did
though.
it to yourself.
You have to remember that it's also the subtle story. It wasn't like this in the beginning. Remember, in the very beginning, a lot of those title defenses it was mainly his family, him bringing his family on board, and then he started showing them. You see how I'm doing it? They started bringing gold into the family. They started celebrating.
yeah.
It was when it was when he thought that his family thought of themselves as being above him.
Yeah, but the
Which
Usos
when
were
he
a tag
started.
team of their own by themselves.
Well, let's hold that thought because we still got the main event to talk about.
Yeah.
Because, of course, the main event.
I also wanna. I wanna share another update for AEW Fight Forever. The Mad King Eddie Kingston is confirmed for.
Oh,
Fight
let's
Forever.
go. Okay, that's now we're getting some high hopes for this roster for AEW Fight Forever. But anyways,
We need the House of Black.
well, House of Black should be in it. Christian Cage should be in it. I think he's confirmed for it. But now we got the main event: Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa challenging Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. This was insane from the opening bell. Of course, everyone knows the big moment. The Usos accidentally super kicking Solo Sikoa. Roman saw it. He shoves both Usos until Jimmy couldn't take it anymore. Super kicks the man twice. Gets Jay the fuck out of there. And then stunner haluva kick to Solo. Sami Zayn coming with
And
the stance.
what's it called? Jay, and I'm sorry, Jimmy is telling Jay, I'm doing what you should have done a long time ago. Like, we the
Oh, that was
ones
crazy.
now. Uh, like,
Where
yeah.
you don't need him. I'm your brother. I would never treat you like that. Like,
Rikishi tweeted enough. Dot dot dot. Oh.
oh,
Oh.
Rikishi gonna be like, Jimmy, what the fuck did you do, buddy? But
Or maybe
yeah,
he
no,
said,
Dylan, Sam, I want to get your thoughts first. What were your especially Sam, what were your instant reactions when Jimmy did what he did?
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much said it. It needed to be done. It needed to be done a while ago. I think at this stage of the game, Roman has proven being the Universal Champion to be the most egotistical champion that we've ever had, at least in a long time. I mean, yeah, it comes with the territory. It makes for a good gimmick. He is the heel. He is that tribal chief. He's living up to that gimmick. But at the same time, to what we were just talking about prior, if you're going to push the people that have helped let you keep that title around your waist away, I'm curious to see who is going to be in your corner come the rest of this year to help you keep that title till WrestleMania 40.
Yeah.
Because if it comes down to Jimmy on Friday, being excommunicated from the island of relevancy, I do feel that Jay will follow suit, and it will be only Roman and Solo. But at some point, going into Survivor Series, I think that Solo will be given the test, which is how much loyalty does he truly have for his tribal chief. And I feel like after a certain point, Solo then will be like, fuck you. You've abandoned your family a while ago. Jimmy did what everybody else has been waiting to do, and now I'm out as well. So good luck, and may God be with you come the rest of this year and next, because we don't know what's in store.
Yeah.
And, Roman will be that big guy and be like, I don't need y'all. I never needed y'all. I did this myself, my way, my house, my rules. I run this penitentiary, this, that, and the third. Pull out some old Empire bullshit and everything. And, I think we'll try to act like he's still king of the mountain when really he's realizing that he's becoming the joke of the town. And if, again, if your defense titles have been assisted by your family and now you've taken your family away, I'm curious to see, can he really do it on his own like he did when he first won these belts? And if he can, great, cool. Then he definitely is who he says he is. He is that guy. He is him. But I don't see that. And I think that WrestleMania 40 will prove that. Because at that stage, I do think by that time, the bloodline will be dismantled completely by now. And Roman will be left alone. And, we'll have to fight possibly Cody one more time without the Usos and Solo in his corner, except the Wise Man. And I don't see Paul getting interfering really in the match unless he's gonna like choke Cody out with the beads. You know what I mean? Like,
Let's not forget about War Games 2. You can't do 2-on-2 War Games, buddy.
Right. And I mean, like
can't.
at War Games 2, who do you really have? I mean, yeah, there is that possibility of like Roman, Solo, and Jay versus Jimmy and Cody and one other person,
Maybe Sammy.
Sammy, yeah, maybe it's Jay or Jimmy, Kevin, and Sammy versus Roman, Solo, and Jay. And like that's your War Games 3 on
Really, that could just be a 6-man tag, though. You don't need that.
exactly. And I think like that's not something they're thinking about for a pay-per-view of such stature like War Games. So I think that more or less that by Survivor Series, I think Solo will finally disperse, and by WrestleMania 40, it will be Roman Solo doloing for his championship.
Yeah. So Sam, what was your reaction when Jimmy did what he did?
I got out of my chair and I was like, there you go. There you go. Let's go. Let's go. I was actually genuinely excited. I am a Roman Reigns fan, but it's more story we're getting.
Yeah.
Like I compared this to video. I keep comparing a lot of this to either comic books, video games. I'm gonna smush the two together. And I really, while listening, I've been thinking, what does this remind me of? What does his thing remind me of? And I thought, and it might be a weird analogy, but the Injustice universe from NetherRealm Studios and DC Comics. Superman, or Roman really is that Superman, where everyone followed him, everyone believed in him, no matter how bad all the bad things he did, they still followed him.
I feel that.
But it was when he killed Shazam, was when the Flash was like, this isn't right. This isn't good. And remember, Superman had someone in his ear. That was Wonder Woman in that universe. Now, Roman is Superman. Paul's his little Wonder Woman whispering sweet nothings into his ear. And the Usos collectively are the Flash. And their eyes are now open. They have seen everything. And if we want to put Solo in there too, we could say Solo is Cyborg, and then the Usos are the Flash and Green Lantern, because they both saw the error of their ways. Yeah. Both of them saw the error of their ways. So we could say the Usos are the Flash and Green Lantern. So I'm very much a fan of this. And also, I going back to that War Games comment real quick, it could be a 3-on-3 tag. But what if we stagnate it and not just put it in one cage, but we put it in 2 cages? Hold up. Each surrounding their own ring. Actually, scratch that. 2 rings and 1 supersized cage. There we go. That sounds like an idea right there.
Well,
and the match
I think for that they'd have to do 4-on-4 or 5-on-5, and it's like, who would really team up with Roman? Let's say, okay, Roman, Solo, Jay.
Rikishi.
Hold up. If that
Roman, Solo, Jay, and they would need one. Paul Heyman is the 4th man versus Jimmy, Cody, Sammy, and Kevin. That would be so fucking funny.
I would fucking die.
Crazy.
You know what? If Rikishi came out, I would walk him down to the ring in a matching thong.
Right.
Debuting Jacob Fatu, ladies and gentlemen.
Jacob Fatu, maybe.
But yeah, no.
Imagine if like this ends up like, kind of breaking down into like, because I could very well see on Friday, like the elders are there and like Rikishi sides with his sons over Roman, and then it just kind of breaks down to like Fatu and Anoa'i, like
and it turns into a Samoan civil war, if you will.
Yeah.
But Wolf, what was your reaction?
Wow. I never expected that. Jay swerved us like so hard. And like he saw that I saw Jimmy just go nuts. And I'm like, wow. Like I like my like, because during this bloodline era, like I've started to like lose out like my like liking for Jimmy, because like, and it's not like in a bad way, but it's like kind of Jimmy wasn't really doing anything like special.
Yeah,
I still liked them like as part of the Usos. Like I mean, they're the greatest tag team ever in my opinion. But like it's just like, but then like I started liking Jay more than Jimmy. Like Jay was becoming my favorite Uso. And now Jimmy's just going nuts tonight, just kicking the shit out of Roman. I'm like, wow, I never knew he had it in him.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
Nobody's bitch, Jimmy
Oh,
Uso.
nobody's bitch. Jimmy Uso's back.
At
That
this
was a
rate,
fire main
he
event.
might end up becoming main event Jimmy Uso.
Main event Jimmy Uso, hey. But no, that pay per view was fire 100%, and I'm glad that Sammy and Kevin are performing in Saudi, and these four delivered a good match. But again, there's still a little part of me that's like, I wish Roman defended the belts because this was his 1000th day. What, he got a free pass because hey, it's day 1000. But I'm glad that either way, Jimmy broke through with the bloodline. Friday, it's going to be an absolute roller coaster emotionally and some maybe physically between the Samoan and the Anawai and Fatu family
We
tree.
were all expecting Jay to be the one.
Yeah, we were all expecting Jay to be the one, like Sam said. I thought Jay was going to be the one for the longest fucking time,
We all
especially
did.
Yeah, I did too. And
after
did
the
too.
Royal Rumble. Yeah, after the Royal Rumble, it
I-
was like,
I
oh,
really
Jay's going to do it.
I really like the swerve. I'll be honest.
When Jimmy kicked him in the face, I got up and I was like, let's go. And I waited. And then Jimmy waited too. And he's like, you know what? Nothing's happening.
Jimmy was saying like, "It's me and you now. We the ones. I
It's
wouldn't
me and
do
you
you
now.
like that.
We gotta go. Like
I didn't. I would never do you like that." And that at the end though, as like Jimmy was like dragging Jay along, I saw Jay like glaring at Roman. Like for a second, Jay, the look in Jay's eyes just screamed at me as if he was saying like, Jimmy's 1000% right.
yeah.
At that moment, Jay wanted to beat the shit out of Roman. He's like, "You did this to me."
Yeah, Jay has like that deja vu to when freaking
Like,
Roman
Jay
choked
was
out
l-
freaking Jimmy
yeah.
in Hell in a Cell. And it's like, you motherfucker, you made Jimmy do this. Cinema, yeah, no, Friday Night SmackDown will definitely be cinema,
My
100%.
my thought though, I have one more thought, and then if you want, we can wrap up the show. But
Oh, good.
I'm curious to see what we're going to do with the belts, the tag team belts going forward.
Yeah,
Because we do have the Raw ones, the SmackDown ones. We got Kevin and Sammy on Raw. We don't have them on SmackDown anymore. Yeah, they can go back and forth on both things. I feel like if that's the case, then let's
Merge
just
them
make
into one.
Yeah, let's just make one pair of belts, so that way they're not schlepping around 4 fucking belts, looking like a fucking belt holder at this stage of the game. I mean, how many more can we fit around these poor guys' body at this stage? I know there's been like a lot of memes and shit of like Triple H holding up when he's on the turnbuckle like 40 different fucking belts from his waist all the way up to his shoulder.
Yeah.
One is
And
with the
it's
Divas
his-
Championship.
Yeah, he has a Divas Championship around him as well. He's won them all. So, definitely, I definitely think that's going to be it. But I'm curious to see because, like, I do think that when Sammy and Kevin on Friday was saying, well, really Kevin was saying, like, Sammy's been right this whole entire time. He hasn't missed with anything that he has said. And it is true. It is very true that Sammy hasn't really messed up on his predictions of what's going to be happening to the Usos and the Bloodline and everything.
I gotta ask that man for
the-
the lotto numbers.
Yeah, really, because I mean, I could use the money over here, G.
Really?
But like, I'm curious to see if they're going to give the Usos another opportunity for these tag team belts going forward. I mean, Kevin said it, Sammy has said it. These guys have been one of the best, if not the best, tag team champions in a long time. I mean, their record speaks for themselves. They held it for 2 years
Yeah,
consecutively?
Their record.
And-
They are the longest reigning tag team champions
Yeah,
in not just modern history,
in history.
not just main roster history, in all of WWE history.
So, that type of feat is hard to complete. And
Yep.
it's hard to compete for. I don't see Sammy and Kevin holding it for 2.5, almost 3 years
Oh, fuck
to
no.
be that fucking champion. I don't. As much as I think some of us who are fans of Sammy and Kevin would love to see that. But
No.
at the same time, it's like, what, after this, what comes
I'm really
next?
just happy that they're in the main event.
Yeah.
I really
Let's
am
just
happy.
say, like, maybe they drop it to the
I'm okay
Judgment
with
Day. They
Yeah,
could get
I'm
into a
okay
nice
with
little
pushing
feud.
it to SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Crown Jewel.
Oh, I definitely see them losing at like
I
SummerSlam.
kind of want them to lose it sooner than later. I do want though them to do one more go around for the Usos because
No, I think this is it for them. I think this is now just a Samoan Civil War,
Yeah, they
and
proved
they should keep it
everything.
like that.
Well, I mean, I just want them to have another tag.
Like they've went a whole fucking year with these four. So I mean, it's like, especially Sammy. I think Sammy should just move on, and
Yeah.
like they feud maybe with the Judgment Day because we got that little bit of a feud going, kinda, not really. Maybe Finn and Priest beat, or maybe Dom and Priest even beat Sammy and Kevin.
I think it should be either Dom and Priest or Finn and McDonough.
You don't even have to
Oh,
choose because remember the Freebird rule. The
Freebird rule. Oh yeah,
all
that's
three of
right.
them,
They
you don't have
could
to pick.
they could alternate it. That's right.
Yep.
They
Yeah.
could.
Don't forget.
So, yeah, no,
And
I
plus,
think
Dom's
Judgment Day.
already held the tag team gold once
With his father.
So
Well, how good would it be to have him hold it with other people instead of just them?
I mean,
sharing
it'd be
it?
nice to see him and Mommy come out with gold around their waist.
Yes.
For
Yeah.
sure. But then again, though, like, then what do you do for Dove? What do you do for Finn? What do you do for Dave?
Again, they all
You
can
know.
hold the belt.
They all hold the belt of the Freebird rule, especially if JD's not part of the Judgment Day yet. Then that means that you can alternate with Finn, Priest, and Dom. Like the New Day have done it. Fabulous
and then
Freebirds
That's
have done
true.
it.
That is true.
You know,
And then
I don't think the
once-
Shield has done it, but you know, they
I
could
actually
have done.
don't remember the Shield doing it.
No, because all three of them had gold. Ambrose was U.S.
Ambrose
champion,
was
that's right.
U.S. They
So it
did.
was just Rollins and Reigns. But
I think it was really when the New Day came in is when they
When that
reintroduced
Freebird
the
when they
rule.
reintroduced it, yeah.
Freebird rule.
Also, Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, and Luke Harper had the Freebird rule as well.
Right.
Yes.
Wyatt family. So yeah, no. I just think maybe, Judgment Day are definitely the team that Sami and Kevin should drop these belts to, and I think maybe this Bloodline story should just remain Bloodline. No fucking
Yes.
Matt Riddle, no Kevin Owens, no
But
Sami
you love
Zayn,
Matt Riddle.
no Cody. I fucking hate Matt
You
Riddle.
love Matt, right? You're
No.
talking about him so much.
I talk about him so much because he's on TV so much. I have
When
no
it comes to Matt Riddle, I think there's only one person that Riddle should, what's it called? And I'm hoping he comes back soon. Randy
Orton. A feud
Randy-
between those two.
Randy and Riddle would be. That's a Mania-worthy match.
That would be fire. Mania 40. If
Mania
Orton
40,
comes back.
Randy and Riddle. Yeah.
Even if Randy faces Riddle in his final match, I think that'd be a great final match.
Yeah.
But okay, so that was the show for Night of Champions. Of course, Fire Show.
Miriam, yeah.
One of the best, maybe the best Saudi show WWE has ever produced, in my opinion. Great action throughout. I want to say the only stinker was, of course, Rhea versus Natty. But other than that, I'd say maybe start to finish, pretty fire. I'm gonna give this, in terms of ratings, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Definitely a very, very, very good pay-per-view. Wolf.
I mean, what's it called? Regarding, Rhea versus Natty being a squash is an L. Gunther versus Ali was a good match. Poor Ali though.
Oh my god. F in the chat for Ali,
F in the
please.
chat for Ali.
Prayers in the chat for Ali.
What else was there?
There was Bianca and Asuka.
Asuka getting the win is good. So, but the match itself was okay. It was decent-ish. I think I'll give it a 4 too. just because the only like bad thing was Rhea and Natty.
Yeah. Unless you
Just
really
like,
want to nitpick Cody versus Brock. I mean,
yeah, like Cody
meh.
versus Cody versus Brock was like not great, but it wasn't bad because like of Cody or anything. It was like kind of short. The matchup was great.
Wasn't a lot of variety either. Crossroads Kimura. It's like,
Yeah.
okay. Like maybe something a little different, please. And also a couple cash shots to that. But so you're going 4, Wolf?
Uh,
Or are you going
yeah.
3.5?
3.5 actually, because Cody versus Brock was underwhelming.
Understandable. Okay, so that only leaves Dylan and Sam.
I'm gonna say 4.
4?
Yeah.
All right, Sam.
Oh, Sam. See, that's
Yeah,
what I was
now it's Sam, so I could get your
Okay.
attention.
I'd give it a. What do you say?
So you can get your attention.
So I can get your attention, Sam.
I'd say. I see Sean in the chat with a 3.5, and I almost want to give it a 3.5 just because my thing is like Asuka winning it now is just like it's kind of like an afterthought because she had all her like again she had her story was more short term and it was really built for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Where instead of like someone like Cody, where that's a more long story, and she just lost. Whereas with Cody, it looks like they had something with him for why he lost. Whereas with Asuka, she lost because that's what she does. She's like the Undertaker of losing at WrestleMania.
It's not WrestleMania, so let's have Asuka win.
But it's to me, it's kind of like, oh, cool, she finally won it. She always does it after WrestleMania. Good.
Yeah.
I'd give it like these are all nitpicks. Also, I could get away with a squash from Natalya. First off, get that match over with as quick as possible. Can't really hate on that. And on top of that, it shows how dominant Rhea is. And some might even say how much more dominant she is than current legends still wrestling right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, makes you think. So you know what? I'll be nice. I'll give it a 4 as well.
Awesome.
I'll be nice. I'll give it a.
I'm gonna be nice.
All those are all of what I have is just nitpicks.
Yeah.
That shouldn't really take away from the value of overall a great.
No, you're 100% right. I just tried to do it.
Very, very good show. But of course, before we end the stream, we'll get to the gin and the juice.
Ooh, the gin and the juice.
I'm not drinking no gin.
Of course.
That was last week we were drinking the gin and the juice.
Well, really, what I meant was a metaphor. Because Sammy and Kevin retained the tag team titles, myself and Dylan of the Last Week in Wrestling podcast are now the new CEOs of the Pro Wrestling News YouTube channel and kind of page as well. So,
let me talk to you. Yeah, we are the new CEOs. I can't wait for what we have in store for you guys, but I'm going to tell you this now. In less than 24 hours, about 12 and change hours from now, Sam and myself are going to put on one hell of a fucking watch-along.
I gotta go. I'm just fucking with you.
He was gonna kill you.
You're gonna see a murder live on TV.
He was gonna rip your head off.
No, I'm gonna tell you now. Come tomorrow, we have probably one of the best watch-alongs to come to the Pro Wrestling News channel. I can say with confidence that tomorrow, between the reveals, between all of us that is going to be joining, which I will reveal who is coming to it, but that is it, because the rest of it is so much of a bigger surprise that it needs to be held for tomorrow. The boys already know what I'm talking about, and so does Sam. So the guests that will be joining us tomorrow for the watch along are none other than the great people of the Wrestling Junkies, Chris and Eric, as well as the amazing couple of Asa and Kayfabe from No Bones About It Wrestling. They will be joining your boys over here, as well as Willie and Wolf, to give one hell of a double or nothing watch along, which tomorrow we are going to start it quite earlier than we normally would. It's because of what we have planned in store for the evening. It is a very long watch along stream, so if you cannot join us right when we start at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we totally understand, but you definitely will need to check back on that, because I tell you now, what you did miss out on was so amazing. You might have to share it and comment and absolutely hit that like button and smash the shit Superman punch, orange punch, the shit out of that sub button.
Yeah.
Because I tell you now, we got one hell of a fucking show come tomorrow, and I'm so excited. It is just the beginning of what we have in store for the Pro Wrestling News Channel. Of course, myself and Sam are big, and such great gratitude for being a part of the Pro Wrestling News team, being able to do these amazing watch-alongs with you guys. We are such fans of wrestling, like you do see each and every week, of course, on the podcast that we do as well. But the watch-alongs, that's the bread and butter. That's the bread and butter of our week, man. That's the bread and butter of our months, when we get to really sit down, bullshit, have a great time, crack open a couple of new ones, and we really just get to shoot the shit and enjoy it with you guys and watch along some great wrestling. And we can't wait to do it tomorrow. I'm so excited. I know I feel like I speak for Sam when I say this. This is going to be one hell of a double or nothing, and it is just the beginning of what we have in store for the summer of new change, baby. Because Ryan, I tell you now, after Forbidden Door comes, buddy, you're gonna might have to let us stay in charge, because
Yeah.
what we got is gonna be one hell of a summer, and it's just gonna get better and better and better. Again, I'm thankful to all of you that come each and every week to Willie's channel to do the watch-alongs, the 3 days a week.
Definitely.
Soon it's going to be Collision.
Soon there's going to be 4, so
4 days a week. So that'll be even more content. On top of that, of course, the watch-alongs, the great episodes that I do over on my podcast and channel and everything. I know Wolf's been talking about doing a Twitch stream very soon, hopefully
Definitely.
with the streams and watch-alongs over on there, with maybe Willie being a commentator or announcer alongside Wolf and his Chef Boyardee cooking skills in that kitchen with fucking mashups right now.
Mashups, DJ Wolf, man.
Yeah, DJ Wolf is really cooking up over there for sure. I'm very excited, and
Speaking of booking and universe mode, I want to give my first order of business as part of the CEO.
Let's do it.
So, you know, Wolf's been doing all these match graphics and everything like that, but however, I feel like it's given me a bit of an inspiration. I'm thinking exclusively on the Pro Wrestling News YouTube channel. I want to start a WWE 2K23 Universe Mode series, starting with a draft.
Okay.
Which will happen sometime. I'm going to talk to the boys. Obviously, they are more than welcome. One of us will control Raw. One of us will control SmackDown. If there is an AEW will just fucking stay the same. So, you know, it is what it is. Or we could just incorporate AEW into Raw and SmackDown. Very, very simple. And then we'll do a sort of drafting like Dylan and I did earlier this year in Tier Maker. So we can definitely bring Chef Boyardee. The fellows will definitely talk about that after the stream, and then we'll talk to you guys about it on Twitter as well. So definitely Universe Mode will be coming to the Pro Wrestling News YouTube channel. 100%.
As Stanley Hudson from The Office would say, it's just a little appetizer before the big main course that we got for all of y'all
Oh
this coming
boy.
summer, and I can't fucking wait, man. I can't.
So another tweet appeared from
A new
uh,
challenger.
A new challenger.
we got from the WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi
Oh shit.
putting a blood emoji, and then he puts a gif of the Godfather and one guy saying, "I'm gonna make him an offer." Rikishi making an offer
To Roman
potentially
Reigns.
Roman or
Watch Rikishi be like,
Jimmy.
I want you to face Jimmy at Money in the Bank for the Universal Belt. I will be so fucking happy. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that has been it for the WWE Night of Champions 2023 review live stream. Once again, thank you for everyone who tuned in earlier on today. Thank you to all the congrats and all the Twitter mentions and all the chat support and everything like that. Thank you to Dadaway Show who appeared earlier on tonight. Thank you for Sam for being a guest here
Was
in
honored.
this stream, and Wolf and Dylan all day doing this
We don't
voluntarily
stop.
for
We don't stop.
this YouTube channel. It means the absolute world. And once again, like I said, first order of business, Universe Mode will be coming in the coming weeks, coming days, maybe even. So be sure to check that out. And yeah, that's about it. So I have been the new CEO, Willie Does Wrestling, co-CEO down there, Dylan, the Last Week in Wrestling podcast. Is it double or is it single? Sam, and over there, it is the number one Julia Hart stand there. The chef booking king, Wolf Ferris, and we will see you in the
DJ
next video.
Wolfenstein.
Be good. Wolfenstein, there you go.
Yeah, I like that, right? I like that shit.
Actually, Wolf, hit him with the Kenny Omega bid adieu.
We must bid you adieu and goodbye. Mwah, and good night.
Thank you
Bang.
so much for a successful day, and we will see you in the next one. Be good, people.